Just ahead on a special edition of Chapman News, a Super Bowl champion will be the new force behind a school here in OC focused on young student athletes. We'll tell you more.
Also, porch pirates are hitting doorsteps this holiday season. We'll share how some simple delivery hacks can keep your packages and presents from disappearing.
Also, we all love our smartphones, but what impact does screen time have on young children and mental health? We'll tell you what a new study says.
From Orange, California, live from Dodge College of Film and Media Arts, this is Chapman News.
Good afternoon and welcome to a special end-of-year edition of Chapman News. I'm Kira Johnson.
And I'm Angela Hara. Let's start with what you need to know as we approach the holidays.
It's the busiest shipping season of the year, and that means porch pirates are also on the move. The Postal Service says 58 million packages were stolen just last year, costing customers billions. Nearly 25% of all Americans have been victims to this kind of theft. Some tips to keep your gifts safe: start by turning on text-to-app alerts so you know the moment a package hits your doorstep. If you won't be home, deliver those orders to an Amazon locker, your workplace, or a trusted neighbor. Instead of your front porch, the Postal Service can also hold your mail and packages for up to 30 days while you are away. With Amazon, you can also leave delivery notes asking drivers to drop boxes behind your house or use Amazon Key so packages are left securely inside your garage. This Christmas, a great gift might be a security camera, as motion-activated cameras and lights help deter thieves. But if something does disappear, contact the retailer, the delivery company, and local police. Protecting your deliveries can and will keep thieves from stealing away your holiday cheer.
There's been a drop in the number of international students enrolling in universities here in the U.S. My colleague Caroline Chang and I talked to several international students here at Chapman University to get their views. Here's our report. There's been a recent decline in international students' enrollment all across the nation. What was once known as the golden standard for education has now become unattainable due to new challenges of obtaining student visas.
Here at Chapman University, we talked to several international students who have shared their own experiences coming to learn of the States and their thoughts on the recent decline.
You didn't know what was going to happen. You didn't know if you were even going to be able to get your visa.
That's not fair at all. Because we're spending a fortune coming here.
Those were just a few concerns international students at Chapman shared with us. According to AP News, there is a 17% decline in new students entering the U.S. for the first time. It's the steepest decrease since the pandemic. Julieta Garcias Burgos Palacios is a freshman at Chapman University. She says while she was fortunate to secure her visa, she knows that it wasn't the case for everybody.
When the time came, I already had my appointment, and that was okay. But then in about March or April, they closed all the appointments in the entire world. This has never happened before for visas. So if you hadn't had your appointment previously booked, there was nothing you could do, because in every single country, you could not get an appointment.
However, there are others that feel U.S. students should have a priority over international students, such as Turki Al-Hamdi from Saudi Arabia.
That's not up to international students. I think it's up to the president of the country and of course the American people on if they want to do that, because in the end, we're coming here as guests, and we should also respect the people here, respect the law. And despite if they want to have us here or not, we should, respect that by all means, of course.
The decrease of international students affects more than just students wishing to come to the U.S. It also takes a heavy toll on university budgets, since international students typically pay full tuition costs.
There's so much money that goes into the country with international students, so I find it crazy that you're getting so much funding from them, but then you don't want them to come. It's a little juxtaposition,
Despite the U.S.'s reputation of being the golden standard, other countries in Asia, the U.K., and even Canada have entered the playing field, with more students expressing interest to pursue higher education elsewhere.
I heard, it's getting harder to apply for O1 visa or H1B visa after graduation. Maybe we should consider other choices. Japan is pretty good, or UK is pretty good. We should go there. They provide a better. It's easier to acquire for a working visa after graduation.
Many schools have caught up to the standards of America, but of course, if we're talking about the best of the best in health and technology and film, for example, there's no place like the United States.
Every international student we spoke to says they are afraid to go back to their home country during school breaks because they might not be allowed back into the U.S.
I am so scared. I'm not even going back home this December, but I don't think it's fair that I have to miss out on like so much back home, being scared that what if I'm not let back in. I've accepted it as it's the price to pay if I'm here.
At the end of the day, most of the international students and their families believe the uncertainty is worth it.
How our parents think and how we think when it comes to education in the U.S. is like, you know, it's life-changing. Once you got here, you get the best education you can get, and every money you invested in will come back in return.
This is Angela Hara
And Caroline Chang
for One Last Time,
reporting for Chapman News.
Do you remember your mom telling you that all that time you spent on your phone is actually not good for you? Turns out she might be right. A recent study by the journal Pediatrics says excessive time spent on smartphones can cause issues for kids aged 12 and under, putting them at an increased risk for depression, obesity, and insufficient sleep. Now, the lead author of the study, child psychologist, says Dr. Ray Barsland notes that researchers are not claiming smartphones have no benefits to adolescent health. He says they actually can encourage social connections, support learning, and provide access to information and resources that promote personal growth. But Barzilay advises parents monitor what children do on their phones, ensuring that they're not exposed to inappropriate content and also hours spent on their phones that keep them from sleeping.
Some important information there. And just ahead, coming back from a devastating wildfire, we'll tell you how some Altadena small business owners are reopening their doors just in time for the holiday season. I'm worried about Mom.
Mom? She's fine. These the ones, right, Mom?
Yeah, groundlings.
Sweet potatoes.
Daddy, it's salty.
Some things come with age.
And some don't.
Early detection of Alzheimer's can lead to better care for your loved one. Learn the early warning signs at 10signs.org.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
Holidays are a time to spend with your family, but for many who have lost loved ones, the holidays can feel lonely. Experts say feelings of grief can be hard to deal with, but it's important to recognize them even during this busy season.
While the holidays can be a wonderful time, it can also bring up memories of lost family members, which we know can then exacerbate potential feelings of sadness, feelings of hurt, disappointment, and potential anger.
Borland says it is important to acknowledge these emotions and express them. He also advises being patient with yourself is very important. Experts encourage talking about your emotions with your loved ones because it's likely that they are feeling the same way. Honoring the loved ones through new traditions, using coping strategies, being flexible with yourself, setting time aside for yourself, and recognizing that can hold more value than you know. These are especially difficult times during this holiday season.
And it's been about a year now since a wildfire devastated the city of Altadena in LA County. But in a hopeful sign this holiday season, some small business owners are reopening their doors to the public. The recent Small Business Saturday event was especially important for those business owners. Nationally in 2024, shoppers spent $22 billion on Small Business Saturday. Some business owners say they take in as much as 20% of their revenue for the year on that day. Adriana Molina, a business owner, was excited to see shoppers back at Altadena.
I intentionally wanted to reopen for this season to give people a reason to come up here. I think everyone needs to see and see the rebuild and or just be patient with all the businesses here who are trying to make it.
It's estimated the devastating wildfires in January of this year cost some $10 million in damages.
As the Santa Ana winds approach peak force here in Southern California, OC fire officials are taking precautions. According to the California Governor's Office of Emergency Services, firefighters, engines, and aircrafts have been pre-deployed ahead of the gust and dry wind dangers. The extra prep work comes after wind-driven fires last year forced evacuations and burned through dry hillsides, showing just how fast conditions can actually escalate. Officials warn that even a single spark from a downed power line, a discarded cigarette, or dry brush can ignite dangerous fire conditions. Let's take a look at what we can expect into the rest of the week.
Yeah, that's right. Our Sophia Youngs is tracking those temperatures and our La Nina outlook. Sophia, what's going on? What can you tell us?
Everybody, it's your favorite weather girl. Let's get right into it. It's sweater weather. We got to get ready for this colder weather. It's 67 degrees. What's going on here? Grab a coat before going outside. Even though it's some sunny skies, it's one of those classic Southern California, days, but there might be a cool breeze, even if there's no chance at any rain. Looking ahead, let's look at our 5-day Finessa forecast. I fear we are being incredibly consistent. This is a good thing in my opinion. Highs remain in the upper 60s through Saturday and chilly nighttime lows dipping into the lower 50s. Now Wednesday, however, we might have some extra clouds, but otherwise it's a calm, steady pattern. Now for these beachgoers, if you're planning on surfing or tanning, I don't know if this might be a great week for you or a great day for you. Highs in the 50s with San Clemente at 62, with our waves ranging from 1 to 4 feet depending on where you're trying to surf. So maybe if you're just trying to get on the waves for some stress relief, grab that longboard, but if you're trying to shred the gnar on the shortboard, may not be the best day to do that. Across the county, we're looking at very mild temperatures. Our inland cities like Orange and Irvine are sitting in our mid to upper 60s, while our coastal areas like Laguna and San Clemente hang closer to the low 60s. Overall, it's a very stable setup with no major changes expected. Now, there is one major change that's going to be happening from December through February, La Nina winter. We're heading into it, guys, every 2 years. La Nina is a climate pattern where the Pacific Ocean surface's temperatures become colder than normal when it heads towards the equator. Through that, we have cooler water shifts and wind patterns that usually bring drier, cooler conditions to Southern California. Now, this year in particular, in comparison to 2023, La Nina is running extra cold. Probably, who knows, maybe her boyfriend broke up with her. That's none of my business. We're heading into the holiday season, but both emotionally and scientifically, we're staying a little bit frosty. Nationally, however, this is a different story. We're seeing a line of rain and storms stretching through parts of the Midwest and East Coast, with cooler temperatures settling in behind it. These little blue dots right here, that's about as much inches of rain that we're going to be getting. So not much. You guys don't have to worry. However, the West, if we're looking over here, again, calm, clear, and dry. We don't have to worry, guys. We're all good. We're all good. We're not going to hopefully be getting any rain going into our final season. So overall, guys, quiet, pleasant week here in Orange County. Steady sunshine, mild temperatures, and hopefully no surprises. La Nina may be cooling things off in the Pacific, but for us, conditions stay comfortable and stable. This is Sophia Youngs. Back to you.
I can create my own art, and it's its own form of communication that feels very straightforward, yet artistic in a way.
Up on Chapman News, an Orange County artist connects her cultural identity with her art for the community.
And over a third of the nation watched last year's Super Bowl, and nearly 2 billion people watched the Winter Olympics across the globe. I'm Nico Schwegler, and I spoke with NBC's Mike Tirico, the man behind all that coverage for next year. That and more in sports coming up on Chapman News.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Some people judge a book by its cover, and if you're not what people are looking for, you're kind of like a reject.
School, it feels like everyone's staring at me and I'm just kind of not really a person.
It just feels hard today. Nobody was listening to me.
And I'll try to understand me more, and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at soundidouttogether.org.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Super Bowl Sunday is practically a national holiday over here, garnering over 100 million viewers of each of the past 4 years.
That's right. The Winter Olympics are also around the same time, and their global reach is upwards of 2 billion viewers. And behind all of that coverage is the voice of only one man. For more on that and the rest of the world of sports, we have our very own Nico Schwegler.
That's right, Kira and Angela. Sometimes we think our own lives get chaotic, but for NBC's Mike Tirico, he's about to embark on a whirlwind of a sports adventure. I got to sit down with the man behind the mic on how he's preparing for his frenetic February.
But you embrace these opportunities to do things like this. You hope that on your professional climb that you get opportunities to do something like this. And
you might recognize the face.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark on the sideline.
And you've almost certainly have at least heard the voice.
Takes it away. Chalmers, Cole, James!
And in February, Mike Tirico will get the opportunity of a lifetime as the play-by-play voice of Sunday Night Basketball on the first. Then 1 week later, calling Super Bowl 60 and hosting NBC's Winter Olympics coverage on the very same day.
Then when you look at the logistics and you see everything we have in February, there's never really been a collection of major events like this, especially launching an entire series with those Sunday night NBA games.
And with so many events to cover, the prep work demands precision. Some as simple as a check down.
The nice part of calling a Super Bowl is you don't have to introduce the storylines because everyone who's watching has heard about them in some way, shape, or form.
Others a bit more like Olympic weightlifting.
But I think the biggest one for me is getting your arms around the Olympics because of the number of sports and the location. All that prep is there. And then the Olympic prep really gets done over years, months, and weeks.
And even for someone who has covered every event across the globe, the football finale has Tirico feeling like an Olympic champion.
Yeah, this is certainly the one. You know, there's only a dozen folks who've had the chance to call a Super Bowl, play-by-play of the Super Bowl on network TV in the U.S. And to be added to that list is an extreme honor.
And with all the preparation, adrenaline on game day, and the eventual travel, most would eventually burn out. But Tirico is keeping an optimistic outlook.
Well, there is no one who's ever going to complain about taking a flight to Italy, right?
Sembra perfetto, Mike. For Chapman News, I'm Nico Schwegler. And from Milan to the Mississippi, it was a messy breakup in the SEC in the Magnolia State. Number 6 Ole Miss will now be heading into the college football playoffs without former head coach Lane Kiffin. After 6 seasons in Oxford, Kiffin is bound for the Bayou as the new coach of conference rivals, the LSU Tigers. The welcome in Baton Rouge, a warm one, and a far cry from the dismissal he received earlier that day leaving Mississippi. And for Kiffin, the mission is clear in Louisiana.
Our program here at LSU will be designed top to bottom to be the #1 destination for elite players in all of America. That's why we're here.
Ole Miss clinched their first ever playoff appearance with their win on Saturday against state rivals Mississippi State, and defensive coordinator Pete Golding will take the reins for the Rebels for the rest of the season. And elsewhere, from the Deep South to the Middle East, Formula One is prepared for its most frenzied finish in nearly 15 years. The only way to have watched the Qatar Grand Prix was on the edge of your seat. A major crash early in the race flipped the script for expected winners McLaren, who had to pivot their strategy. And seeing the opportunity, Red Bull's Max Verstappen seized the moment to take the top spot as championship leader Lando Norris fell all the way down to 4th place. Now, all eyes turn to this weekend in Abu Dhabi as we get a three-way battle entering the final race for the first time since 2010. McLaren's Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri hope to dethrone Verstappen, who eyes his 5th consecutive title on Sunday. And a former NFL star is the force behind a new private school here in OC that focuses on sports, academics, and discipline. Chapman News reporter Caroline Cheng has that story.
No, yeah, it doesn't make sense though.
Mike touched the game, yet he failed all his classes.
Oh, that's cool.
I was just a kid running around. Nobody paying attention to me, didn't even know how to work out. Later on in my life, allowed me to come through the hoops and make it to the NFL. We're just starting these kids early to teach them that stuff. So it increases their chances of succeeding in what they want to do.
Manasseh Jesse Sapolu is a 4-time Super Bowl champion with the San Francisco 49ers. After he retired from the NFL in 1997, he wanted to give back to his community here in Southern California. He is the founder of Sapolu Destined Academy. Opened just a year ago in Anaheim, the school is located inside what was a small office building. With 43 students in grades 6th to 9th, the Academy seeks to give students the chance to pursue their dreams in sports while also requiring that they stay focused in the classroom.
If you don't make it in sports, make sure that you're good enough in school academically so that you can start a career.
At SDA, they'll create vision boards on the first day they're here, and these vision boards will have the dreams and values of the student athletes they would like to become. Jesse also pays honor to his Samoan culture in the curriculum, which offers a Samoan heritage class. Seanoa Te'o is an 8th grader and the student council president at SDA. She trains in both flag football and volleyball, but also says she values being able to learn more about her culture.
I wanted to come here mostly because I love the Samoan heritage class. Like, I love learning about my culture, more knowing where I came from, and then also knowing that I'll get better here every day because of the sports training, and then the people who you're with, they all have goals too, and you're all trying to go to the same place, and we all just help build each other up every day.
Every morning, students spend 2 hours training before their classes. In smaller groups, they're able to get more one-on-one with their coaches, and each student athlete has a workout regimen that is specifically designed for them. SDA also offers a nutrition class for the student athletes and training for public speaking, so they gain confidence to maybe one day handle media interviews with ease.
More than just playing the game, like, you need to know where you're at, you need to know where your teammates are at so the team can work together.
I don't want them to put limits on themselves. You know, I want them to shoot for the moon.
Principal Lila Sapolu, Jesse's daughter, tells me students come from as far as LA County and South OC, even the Inland Empire, to attend SDA. The Academy has a shuttle service which transports students to the school in Anaheim, and 100% of students receive tuition assistance.
I say no to somebody, to a student athlete that wants to come here. That's me saying no to me.
They know that some families they just can't pay the whole tuition, but so they provide like a system where for fundraisers we can get like $1,000 to pay to our tuition to help us and help our families so they don't have to struggle as much.
The school foundation raises money to help students with the cost of attendance. If you're interested in donating, you can scan the QR code on your screen. This is Caroline Cheng reporting for Chapman News.
The Super Bowl legend always giving back, and with melodrama upon melodrama to cap off the final month of the year, and the excitement will only continue to rage on into 2026. This has been the Panther Sports Roundup. I'm Nico Schwegler, and I'll send it back to you at the desk, Angela and Kira.
The best sports guy out there. Thanks so much, Nico. And still ahead, we'll explore how a galaxy far, far away is becoming a reality closer to home here at Chapman. Stay with us.
Good afternoon. I'm Natalie Ross. And I'm Samantha Collins.
Good afternoon and welcome to Chapman News. I'm Steve.
Good afternoon. Welcome to this
edition
of Chapman News.
Since 2010, Chapman News has been covering weather, entertainment, sports, politics, and news, broadcasting from Dodge College's Marionette Studios.
As the only live newscast in Orange County, our journalists aim to highlight local, statewide, and national communities.
We're here to provide the most accurate, engaging, and relevant news for our community.
Tune in to our nationally recognized and award-winning newscast, Chapman News.
Watch locally on Channel 6 or on our YouTube to stay updated with the latest.
3 rebel nuns who have a big online following are taking on the Catholic Church. In a convent near Salzburger, Austria, Sisters Bernadette, Regina, and Rita have been running an Instagram account where they share various aspects of their lives, including praying and even boxing lessons. The account has gained over 200,000 followers. Incredible, right? This fall, the nuns broke into the convent, saying the church moved them to a nursing home against their wishes. Church leaders now say they will allow the nuns to stay in the convent, but only if they shut down their Instagram account. The nuns have rejected that, and the matter may now have to be resolved by church leadership at the Vatican in Rome.
An Orange County artist is using her art to create timeless memories for many customers. Chapman News reporter Ingrid Lee has her story.
What started as a hobby in college has transformed into Hannah Choi's business, Choi Calligraphy. Hannah brings her talents to live events, such as parties and corporate activations, where she engraves items, everything from jewelry boxes to perfume bottles, and paints designs on them. While each project is unique, she only needs a few minutes to finish one.
I'm adding value to something that's already valuable, and in that process, I don't think I'm creating waste.
Hannah says her passion for calligraphy comes from her cultural identity.
Because I am Korean American, I find that pursuing this type of art that has its roots in very traditional forms like brush calligraphy, like Chinese or Korean calligraphy, and being able to do that in my own way with like more westernized calligraphy, engraving, and marrying those art forms.
Hannah's grandfather also did traditional calligraphy, but she's putting her own touch on his craft.
Thinking about my grandpa, the things he's taught me, even if I'm not necessarily doing traditional calligraphy all the time, like I think that also helps me like find my place in the world, like bridging the gap between like Korea and America. I think it's like when they see me do something, then they're like, oh, I want that.
While growing her business, Hannah also learned new life lessons.
Making sure you surround yourself with the people who truly care about you, that will help you go far, because they're going to be, you think you're going to do it all yourself, but you really can't.
And Hannah's art, just like the engraving on this perfume bottle, is definitely bringing a joy forever. Reporting from Chapman News, I'm Ingrid Lee.
Great story there, Ingrid. Somewhere in a far, far away galaxy, or maybe just actually at Chapman University, engineering students are bringing droids from the screen to real life.
That's right. The project is meant to show off the engineering students' skills. Chapman News contributor Meryl Sheets has more.
Excuse me, sir, but that R2 unit is in prime condition, a real bargain.
In a galaxy far, far away, he's a rebel, a hero, and a loyal friend.
R2-D2, Your Highness.
Meanwhile, in our own galaxy, R2 has found a new home at Chapman University. I'm here at the Fowler School of Engineering Makerspace, where a team of engineering students has built a life-size, fully functioning R2-D2. As a lifelong Star Wars fan, I had to know more.
This is completely 3D printed here in the Easy Island. It was just over 300 parts.
Fourth-year electrical engineering major Elliot Hawkins is the lead droidsmith of the R2-D2 project.
We are engineering majors. We like to geek out and nerd out about things. And Star Wars is just one of the fandoms I think that a lot of people just enjoy. And one of the things that they have is, well, robots.
The R2-D2 project is the brainchild of recent Chapman grad Matt Shugart, who started building R2 back in February of this year. Hawkins took over the project after Shugart graduated.
Technically, engineering majors don't have a capstone. So he was like, I really want to do something for my senior year. And the first thing that came to his mind was an R2-D2.
R2 is fully remote controlled. He has custom-built lights, 360 dome movement, and over 150 different sounds, sorted by mood.
On the controller, there's 9 different kind of mood settings you can set, and by clicking one, let's say happy, he plays one of his happy noises.
The Fowler team built R2-D2 in just 9 months, but that doesn't mean it was easy. Last month, he suffered a battery failure, and it took them about 2 weeks to get him operational again.
Troubleshooting is one of the biggest issues that we have just in engineering in general. When it comes to R2, I would say pretty much every single step of the way is some sort of troubleshooting process. We originally wanted to get it done in May so that it would walk with the seniors when they graduate. That didn't happen. A lot of late nights.
R2-D2 is still a work in progress, but Hawkins says that the project sends an important message.
The R2-D2 project just showed the capabilities of what we can do here at Fowler. That shows not only to Fowler, but also to the workforce that we are capable of pretty much anything.
Mariel Sheets reporting for Chapman News.
Wow, it's just incredible. I feel like I would totally cut the wrong wire. Anyways, thank you for tuning in to our last newscast of the semester. I'm Kira Johnson.
And I'm Angela Hara. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll return next semester with more Chapman news from all of us. Our best wishes for a safe and happy holiday season.